Alright, ladies and germs, what's going on? I was recommended this. So I did a very successful for my channel, which is that's already how you know something went bad when YouTube decided to throw me a bone. But I was given the idea from a commenter to rank the Space Marine fan bases. I think that's a great idea, so let's get right into it. Alpha Legion fans, usually witty, unless they just want to portray themselves that way. Hard to say, much like the Alpha Legion themselves. No one really knows what the fans are thinking or what the fans are doing. Black Legion fans, I mean, you guys willingly know you suck. You're pretty much wearing a kick me sign, and I do respect that. I do. That takes a strong fan. But also, you champion Abaddon as a good character, and that's pretty pathetic. Maybe read more than one story. Alright, Blood Angels fans. You guys probably gooned to Sanguinius, that's understandable. Other than that, I don't really have much to say. No, I'm kidding. Blood Angels fans have quite a bit to brag about, understand. I mean, they had two great Dawn of Wars, well, one really good Dawn of War campaign and one okay Dawn of War campaign. That's more than any other Legion had. So, you're able to brag about your representation in games. You have some awesome models you can brag about. So I would say Blood Angels fans brag, but it's justified bragging, and I respect that. A tier. Next up we have the Dark Angels. You guys are probably getting pretty mad lately with the new sets coming out, because they're really just Space Marine recolors. There's nothing unique about you guys right now. But you guys do some kit bashing to make the models your own, and I like that. That's definitely a B tier. Only because some of them kit bash and they go out of their way to tell you they kit bash. Like, bro, I know, I get it. Empress Children's fans are based. Anybody that has an old Noise Marine painted like an 80s rock star, you're instantly cool. That's awesome. I love to hear about how you painted it. Empress Children's fans are usually pretty chill. On the tabletop, they know they're bad guys. So, any Chaos factions, besides you guys, are usually pretty entertaining to play the game with. Next up, Imperial Fists. Patience of a Saint, because you have to paint yellow, which is misery. My sincere condolences to any Imperial Fist fans. Not too annoying on the tabletop. Usually, like I said, patient. I would say them and maybe White Scars are probably the best legions to play against if you're learning the game, because they're patient, won't be mad if you have to, consult the rulebook or something. So that's definitely an S tier for me. They're good people. Are there Iron Hands fans? Are they out there? Guys, just go play the AdMech. Please. I've never met an Iron Hands fan. In person, at least. I can't. I'll give him C tier. Alright, next up we have Iron Warriors. Big respect to the Iron Warriors. Their models are usually awesome. So, most people that paint a good model usually fall in two categories. They're either really cool and will gladly talk to you about it, or they're assholes that like to brag about how nice they painted it. Look, guys, I get it. You put some fucking grime, some streaking grime on your model, and then you airbrush some other stuff on. You're not that guy, pal. You're not that guy. No one wants to talk to you. Please stop telling us about how great you are at painting. Anyone that has to go out of their way to tell you how good they are at painting is definitely consulting YouTube videos. 5 days a week minimum. Okay, moving on. But that doesn't take away from Iron Warriors fans. You guys are awesome. A tier. Night Lord fans based. Great models. Willingly bad guys. Comedically bad guys. Funny. Edgy. So I guess that for some people, edgy humor is probably down here. But yeah, Warhammer 40k humor is funny. Okay, any 40k humor is funny because it's so next level. Death Guard fans based. Anyone that smells like shit is getting into it. I respect the hell out of that. Granted, I don't want to play that person, but I respect that you're getting into it. Nurgle, be pleased. Raven Guard fans, you guys really like birds. The few I know very much like birds. I don't know if that's just the beak helmet that made them reconsider their take on birds. Other than that, though, they can be a little arrogant. I'm not sure why the Raven Guard players can be arrogant sometimes. You would think you guys would be chill. I feel like Corvus was probably a chill Primarch in person, so I don't know why you guys are fucking it up. Salamanders fans probably going to give you a hug after the game, honestly. So, A tier. They're not going to be S tier because sometimes you get some sour ones that go out of their way to tell you that they're playing the Salamanders. Bro, I see the Salamander on the poster. I know who you're playing. Please stop telling. It's like Ultramarines. They love to tell you who they're playing all the time. These guys are usually furries. I'm sorry to the non-furry Space Wolf fans. You don't have to claim them. You do not have to claim them. But I think for all the furries I've seen that like the Space Wolves, I think even the real normal people can justify this ranking. Shadow Wizard Money Gang, we love casting spells, S tier. Some of the coolest models. Happy to talk to you about how they painted their models if you ask. Out of every faction on here, Thousand Suns players probably put some of the most love into their models. And I respect that. That's great. Alright. So, the video's been more or less satirical comedy up to this point. I want to have a genuine talk on Ultramarine fans. If you're just getting into the setting and you've latched onto the Ultramarines, that's fine. Hopefully you move on. You're being a tourist. Please go pick a different Space Marine Legion to enjoy, though. These guys are not for you. They're so bland. Anyone that is like a genuine Ultramarine fan is probably boring. Is probably a nerd emoji. Like, GW is jerking these guys off and you're just hopping on the gravy train. I find most Ultramarine fans to be genuinely insufferable. They're arrogant. They're rude. They think they're like, they literally think they're John 40k. You know what I'm saying? It's just annoying. Anyone that plays the tabletop game that's ever played an Ultramarine player can probably at least name one bad experience that they had with the person. Versus anybody else up here. Sorry, Iron Hands, I just never seen anybody play you, but anyone up here you can at least have fun and be chill and enjoy your game with, usually. These guys, it's a slog. White Scars fans, maybe even top at A tier. White's a tough one to paint too. Super patient people. The Khan would be so proud of you if he could see your deeds. Word bearers. Well, I mean, I played a couple games with 30k on the tabletop and it wasn't too bad. I guess B tier. World Eaters fans are probably going to ask you to go to the gym after the game. Or, I mean, if they lose, they're going to go to the gym. If they win, they might bring you to the gym. You know. Blood for the Blood God, charges for turn 1. You know what I'm saying, guys? So, this is just my experience. I know some people have had terrible experience with Space Marine players. I think the fan bases that I've had interactions with overall are actually, like, it's mostly in the good. Which is surprising because I think the Space Marines have a bad stigma around them. Mind you, there's only so much up here because all the Chaos ones are up there. It's when you start getting into some of the legions like the Ultramarines and these ones, hell, sometimes even Blood Angels fans, there's always some underliers where they ruin the legion, you know? But overall, I think this is a pretty fair ranking for the fan bases of the Space Marines. And I'm out of here.